Hey everybody, this is not a new guitar, but this is the same Zager 900 that I bought back in the late spring, but I've just applied the pick guard to it, and man do I love the way it looks. And so today, let's start our journey on fingerstyle guitar for beginners. So coming up, fingerstyle. Hey everyone, Paul here, PZ Guitar, your virtual practice partner. So today we're going to start our journey on fingerstyle playing. And I've gotten a lot of requests for for some fingerstyle, and so let's start off the journey here, nice and slow, and let's just make sure that we can get this down and add this to your arsenal. So the key to fingerstyle is take it slow. If you're a beginner, being able to, to change between chords could be, initially might have been a challenge, but now you might start getting a little bit used to it, and you have a semblance of being able to play different chords and so on, and that's a great thing. But now I'm going to be asking you to use your fingers individually in relationship to using different chords. And that can be a really, really tough thing to try and wrap your head around. So we're going to take things nice and slow. This is primarily for the right hand. So let's just get right to it. Let's work on this. This is primarily a right hand drill. On the screen, I'm going to have documentation about today's lesson. Copy it down, put it into your PZ guitar library, and let's get to it. So tip number one about fingerstyle guitar is when you first started learning strumming, I taught you how to hold the pick. Well, here I'm going to teach you how to hold the hand. Really hold your hand? Yeah. You don't want it to be locked up and stuff like that. The key here is relaxation. I want to have a relaxed hand. And so think about, having, a grip like a thumbs up kind of grip. Your thumbs up. And so basically what I'm trying to do is make sure that my thumb is away from my fingers, because I want my thumb action to be not interfering with my fingers. I don't want to do it like this. I don't want to have it like this. I want to be able to clear. So I'm going to have my thumb a little bit forward. I'm going to rest my palm, I'm going to rest my forearm on the body of the guitar and use that as a reference point. And I'm just going to hold my wrist out just a little bit, and I'm just going to be able to, pluck a string and not hit my fingers, and be able to curl in my other fingers and not hit my thumb. So I just want to be able to clear each other. So our first pattern that we're going to do is we're going to just use open strings. We're not going to use any we're not going to fret any strings here. No chords. Let's just work on the right hand. And the first pattern we're going to do is on the screen right now. And you'll see that there's an X. X means a thumb. I could have used a T, but there's a reason why I'm using an X. And the X is going to be, we're going to hit the low E string, the 6th string, and then fingers 1, 2, and 3 are going to be dedicated, in this case, to the G string. The finger number 2, the middle finger, is going to be on the B string. And your ring finger, finger number 3, is going to be on the high E string. So the pattern that we're going to do, and normally you should do this with a metronome, but we're going to use, we're just going to be nice and slow here. It's going to look like this. And repeat. So that's going to be the pattern. It's thumb 1, 2, 3, thumb 1, 2, 3. So let's just do that open strings. You ready? Here we go. We'll do it nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thumb 1, 2, 3. few more. Okay, that's finger pattern number one. Go back and get that down solid. It's going to take a lot of repetition, to get your mind quiet, to make sure that you'll be able to do these things without too much thinking, because we're not doing any chords right now. But when I add chords to doing this finger pattern, it gets a little bit complicated. And you'll also find that when you're doing these drills, sometimes the drills are actually harder than doing the song. So if you can get good at doing the drills, then songs will actually become a little bit easier, because now I have something tangible that I can go and achieve. Right now, we're just training our muscles, training our hand on how to move intricately in this tight little space over here. So that's finger pattern number one. Finger pattern number two is going to be inverted for that. So demonstrating number one is going to be the thumb, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that's our pattern. Let's go practice that nice and slow. You ready? Even slower. Two more. So we have pattern number one. Now we have pattern number two. Now we're going to really complicate it, not really, but we're going to now get this out of order just a little bit. And so we're going to spend some extra time on this pattern, pattern number three. So demonstrating pattern number three is going to be thumb, 2, 1, 3. So it's going to be thumb, so that's the pattern. Let's do that, and we're going to do that for an extended period of time, because this is perhaps one of the more important patterns that you could use. So here we go. You ready? Nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slowing down. A few more. So those are our three basic patterns that we're going to do in this particular lab here today. So it's going to be, thumb and thumb and then thumb. And armed with those things, you can make some pretty good music, and we'll get to that eventually. But right now, let's now add some chords. So coming up. Putting my glasses on so I can hear better. Anyway, I think you know what I mean. So today we're going to do the same pattern. We're going to do pattern for exercise number 4 Step 2 here, we're going to start introducing some open chords. So we're going to use pattern number 1, and we're going to use, you could use an E minor, you could use an E. I'm going to use it, or you could use a G. I'm going to use E, open E. So that's going to be, that's open, 2, 2, 1, open, open. Standard E chord. So let's do pattern number 1. Let's just stay on this particular chord. Are you ready? Pattern number 1. Remember pattern number 1? 1. So that's thumb, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two more. Very good. Now let's do the same pattern again. Let's use open A. You could use A minor. You could use a B7 chord. You could use any of those things that where the root note is on that A string. I'm going to use open A. And now my thumb is going to start, instead of starting on the low E string, it's going to start on the A string. But everything else is going to be the same. So it's going to be A string, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so here we go. Nice and slow again. Same pattern, it's going to be thumb, 1, 2, 3. Let's slow down a little bit. Two more. Very good. Now let's go to our familiar D chord. And now, as you could probably guess, the bass note, the thumb, is going to be now on the D string. So it's going to be the D, the G, the B, and the E string. So it's going to be. So let's do that nice and slow. You ready? Slowing down. Couple more. When you do the D chord, it's really important that you have your thumb can clear your index finger, because now we'll be plucking adjacent strings. So if they're together, as soon as I pluck my D, I hit my index finger. That's no good. So I have to clear it. So as you can see here, if it's like this, I can't. But if I can clear it, so that's the key here. So now let's put all of these together. Let's do E chord, A chord, D chord, and then back to E, A, and D. So that's the pattern. It's going to be E, A, D, E, A, D, until we get tired or our fingers give out. So, and we'll do it nice and slow. And now you'll begin to see why I'm saying that, you know, it's important to do this slowly, because now that I'm actually playing chords and changing chords and doing things with my right hand, you could overload your CPU here. So let's do it nice and slow. Let's give ourselves plenty of time to get the chords down. Are you ready? So again, it's the E chord or G chord if you want to use. It's going to be a 6-string, 1, 2, 3. And then the A chord or C chord is going to be 5, 1, 2, 3. And then the D chord is going to be 4, 1, 2, 3. You ready? So here we go. You ready? A, D, E, last time through. Fantastic. Give your fingers a break. Man, they're really hurting right now. All right, so let's prepare for step number 3. We're going to do pattern number 2. So coming up. So just as a quick little recap, pattern number 2 was on the open strings, thumb, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're going to use our same E, A, and D chords. So let's do this nice and slow. You ready? So it's going to be E, A, D, E, A, D, E, and so on and so on and so on. All right, but it's going to be pattern number 2 this time. It's going to be thumb, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's slow down a little bit. Last one. Okay, now let's go to our open A chord, same pattern, except now the thumb is going to be on the A string. You ready? Here we go, right into it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Okay, D chord. So I think you know the drill right now. Thumb's going to be on the D string. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slowing down. Last one. Okay, now let's put E, A, D, E, A, D. Let's do that together with pattern number 2. That's thumb 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's get our 6-string chord that you want, either a G, an E minor, E, whatever you want, E sus, E7, whatever you want. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time through. Okay, fingers, another well-deserved break. You might find, like I'm doing right now because I'm recording this, that I'm really pressing down on my fretting hand here, and it's really doing a number on my fingers. So again, that's one of the things as you get more and more accustomed to playing, you could do just the appropriate amount of pressure. Again, when you do the D chord, make sure that your thumb can clear your index finger, or your index finger can clear your thumb so it doesn't interfere with one another. Just keep it nice and relaxed. Use your forearm as a nice little reference point. And let's do our step number 4. Let's do the third pattern for today. Here we go. Okay, again, it's the same chords. Today I'm using E, A, and D. If you want to use G, C, and D, or you want to use E minor, A minor, D minor, whatever you want. This is up to you, because I'm sure that you will be playing this along with me, but as well as doing this offline as well. So whatever you want to do, the more chords you can do, the better it is. So right now, let's now do our E chord, and remember it's going to be, and we're going to spend a lot of time on this here today, because this pattern it gets you a little wonky here. Remember, the pattern is thumb, 2, 1, 3. When I'm descending down the strings, or if I'm ascending up the strings, it seems to be okay. But if I have to jump around, that's when things go crazy. So here we go. E, A, and D, pattern number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slowing down. Okay, give your fingers a little break. Let's do, I'm going to use A major. If you want to use A minor, whatever you want to do. So let's form our chord. And remember, this is going to start on, the thumb's going to be on the A string. Everything else is the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two more. Okay, fingers will break again. And let's do our D chord, pattern number 3. So let's get our D chord up and going here. Here we go. You ready? Nice and slow, I hope. Last one. Okay, getting near the end here. Here's our last exercise of the day, exercise number 15, if you can believe it. And it's going to be pattern number 3, and it's going to be E, A, D, E, A, D. You know, and hopefully we can do this nice and slow, and for a little bit longer of a period of time, because this is a little bit more of an important one. This is more musical than the other ones. The other ones are very, very important, and they appear a lot in a lot of fingerstyle guitars. But this one here, in arpeggiating the chord a little bit more with jumping around in the frequencies, is much more musical. So here we go. Are you ready? Let's do exercise number 15, pattern number 3. And so that's thumb 2, 1, 3. Here we go. Nice and slow. That's one. Stick around for the recap. Hey everyone, Paul here. So hopefully you enjoyed your first foray, hopefully, into fingerstyle. You know, I promise you that speed will come later. You know, normally when you want to practice this, you want to practice this with a very slow metronome. You know, get a metronome for your phone or get an external metronome, but get a metronome and be consistent. You know, it helps. It helps. And slow down. I mean, everyone wants to, to be, super fast, but you'll be tripping over yourself, and it just won't be productive, and you'll get very frustrated. Right now, control is paramount, not speed, but control. Speed comes later. So if you try to do speed now, you'll never get there. You could spend years and you'll just be languishing in nowheresville. So it's slow and control, especially when you start changing chords. And I also feel that when you actually start playing a song, that it actually gets easier. These drills are actually harder than songs because it's monotonous, it's mind numbing, it's finger numbing as well. I mean, it's finger numbing. Oh, Nikes, my fingers are on fire after doing this. But it's vital and it's important, and it will be beneficial. Another thing to help is technique. Try and relax your hand. Try and arch your hand, your wrist away a little bit. Don't try and be flat, and you don't have to be, this far apart. Just a little bit of clearance between the fingers here is all that's necessary. The simpler, the better. And it's practice and repetition. Practice and repetition. If you're a beginner and you started off on how difficult strumming was, I'm trying to hit the right strings, trying to do it in time. Now I'm amplifying that because now I have individual fingers that I'll be using at the same time here. So it's a level of difficulty that's going up, but you can do it. Okay, practice and repetition. Use this video, play it back. I'm going to index all the sections here that you can play it again and again and again, and have somebody to play with. That's the whole key here, is to play it with someone. So that way you don't cut yourself. You don't cheat on time. You don't want to cheat on time here. You want it to be effective. You could use different chords. You could do the key of G, G, C, and D. I'm using the key of A, D, and E. You could use E minor, A minor, D minor. There's whatever chords you want to do. The more, the better. So right now, it's just a question of you practicing, and hopefully you'll look forward to the next set of lessons here. We're going to culminate with a couple of payoffs here. Payoff number one is we're going to do the Beatles' Blackbird, which to me is one of the signature fingerstyle songs that you can do. It's long, it's a marathon. That's why these lessons here that we're doing here today are very good. They're long and they're marathons. They get used to doing this. They get your mind used to thinking out individually with your fingers. And it's a good technique for your left hand to toughen up those fingers. So we're going to do the Beatles' Blackbird. And I've also been given permission by Zager to teach the Zager instruction library. And so I'm going to be using a lot of their material. I'm going to redo a lot of their material. And another song we're going to do is Love Me Tender, made famous by Elvis Presley. So that's another song, and I'll start introducing and teaching the Zager instruction method. And that's what we're going to do. So I hopefully that you've subscribed to the channel. If you haven't, please do so. Leave a comment on what things that you want to try and learn. It would be fantastic. If you did not win a Zager guitar, I've raffled off a ZAD 20 that was provided by Zager. But if you are still interested in Zager guitars, I have an affiliate link in here. Peek and poke around and take a look at Zager. Zager guitars are outstanding. They really are. And I really dig my Zager, especially with the pick guard on it. I just absolutely love the traditional look on it. This is fantastic. As you can see on my second camera here, I hesitated putting this on because I did not want to cover up the exquisite rosettes here, the inlays here. I did not want to do it, but this one here is just It's probably like the largest I can get away with and still not cover up the rosettes here. So anyway, that's the deal. Like and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon, and keep practicing and keep looking forward to our next fingerstyle session. We have about 3 or 4 more to go at least, at the very least. Until then, keep practicing. I'll see you soon. Hey everyone, up here is going to be a video that you might want to watch next, or down here could be a playlist that could be of interest. So I suggest that you either click here or click both. It's up to you. But in either case, I'll see you soon.